Today we're joined by rising junior bantamweight star Ricardo Malajika. Ricardo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks to you for the invitation.
Ricardo, first up, Ricardo Malajika. It's a different combination of a name. Tell us a little bit about your heritage and your history.
To be honest with you, I don't know much about my culture because my dad is Portuguese and my mom is colored. So culture-wise, it's difficult, man. You know, we just grew up saying we coloreds, we do what colors do, just live life.
Where did you grow up?
In the south.
Of Joburg.
In Joburg, yes.
What was your childhood like?
Oh, my childhood was tough, eh? You know, in the south it's tough. You don't have everything there. So basically, growing up, that was tough, man. You know, we 7 boys. It's brothers, only brothers, no sisters. And yeah, man, growing up in the south, there's a lot I can say, man. What do you want to know about the south?
Did you grow up with your mom and your dad, or just with your mom, or what was your family structure like?
So I grew up with my mom and dad, basically. So, but my mom and dad weren't together. Okay, they were together, basically, when they had us. But growing up, we weren't together. So we grew up in like a 2-room. So my dad would sleep with us one side, would split, like half the side, half this side. But my son would sleep with my mom and some would sleep with my dad. But we'd all eat together, basically. But yeah, not really much about it, yeah. But my dad was always in my life. My mom was always in my life. So, yes.
Most boxers that I speak to have had a similar type of upbringing, a tough childhood.
Yes,
Do you think that's needed for that fight and that grit that's required in boxing?
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, with us growing up, it was tough, man. My dad was the only one working, you know. So, yeah, man, it was very tough to tell you my story of growing up. Basically, we grew up 7 boys in the south, 2-room. We grew up with we were paying rent, but we didn't even know who the owner was. We were paying rent before, so we grew up paying different people to get just to know that the place we were staying in was like a hijacked place. You know, we stayed in there. So basically, we grew up in the same apartment we were staying. There was like druggies in there, we gangsters and everything. And yeah, growing up there, it was tough. But the boxing kept me out of the streets. My older brother kept me out of the streets. You know, normally we used to go to the gym, school gym. That was it, in church. So, yeah, it was tough, man, you know, just to think about it. All we had was each other, man. Yeah, growing up, just each other. Sometimes where we stayed, there was no water, no lights. Normally, they'll come and cut it off because there was no owner for it. So, but there were a lot of people staying in there, and the neighbors around the houses used to complain and say, there's a lot of people going in. And you know how a druggy house is. People jumping gates, but it was growing up, man. It was very tough, yeah.
When did you get into boxing?
From young, since I was 7. So ever since I've got into boxing, I've never left boxing. And yeah, my older brother made sure he kept us because of we were growing up, you know, kids were taking drugs. I was like growing up with friends that I could see that took drugs in front of us, but my brother kept us straight. So if it wasn't for the boxing, we could have been gangsters. We could have been taking some drugs. We could have been robbing people. We could have done what the hood was doing. You know, normally they call it South. We call it the dirty South because when you get there, it's all about hustling. You know, you gotta hustle. You gotta know what you're gonna eat at the end of the day. So. Yeah, man, it was tough.
Were your other 6 brothers as fortunate as you to get out of that situation?
Yeah, to be honest with you, my older brother was very so street because my mom wasn't really that street. My dad wasn't really that. He was street, but not as much, you know, because he was always at work trying to get food on the table. So my brother would always say after school we come home, so we'd have like an hour to change and do everything and go to the gym. And then, yeah, a lot of us wouldn't have food to eat or anything, so he would rather say, even though we would complain to him and say, man, you didn't eat from yesterday, or, you know, and he would say, no, you're going to the gym. There's no turning back. That's what you're going to do. That's how we're going to live. So we'll go to the gym, and the nice part is when we go to the gym, and what also kept us motivation to go to the gym is because we knew when we go to the gym, coming back home, we had a coach called Eddie. You know, he owns a CVA company with compressor valves. So every time we go to the gym, coming back with him, he would like buy us 2 loaves of bread and some hot chips for 30 rand. And that was most of our motivation to say, you know what, if we go to the gym, coming back home, we'll come back to have something to eat. So that's how we'd always continue going to the gym, because we knew. And not only that motivation, maybe sometimes he wouldn't come, but there would be no water at home. So the only place we could take a shower and a bath was at the gym. So after the gym, we would hit a nice shower. Even if it's cold water, we'd get in there, hit a shower after the gym, and then leave, because it was a creation center. So there was a girls' bathroom and boys' bathroom. So we'd be like, yeah, we'll take a shower there, and then when we go home, we're fresh, you know. We'll leave the next day, the same thing. But yeah, that's how we kept growing up. And yeah, if we never took a shower or bath at the gym, to be honest with you, then we wouldn't bath. So it was a tough one, you know. Even with like ironing, because there was no power as well. So with ironing our clothes and stuff, it was a mission. So what I'd always say is the sun would iron my clothes, you know. So we'll take the time. We'll leave the morning, it wouldn't be ironed. By 10 o'clock, you know, we should be decent. We should be decent. So that's how we used to live, you know. We'll believe the Lord will provide, you know. Yeah, so.
Coach Eddie, is he still around in your life?
Yes. When I won the world title, I went to see him. And I went to his company and I went to see him. So when I got there, he was like, because he also took me in to work for his thing when I had a little. So let me tell you the story basically. So out of all 7 brothers, I was the first one to have a child. And it was tough, man, because my dad was the only one working and we knew how hard it was. If like in 2 years, one would get a school shoe, that's how tough it was, you know. So it would be like, if you mess up your school shoe, you're on your own. You got to wait for another 2 years or another 3 years if you're lucky. So when I had a child, my firstborn, her name is Ravana. So I had a child with Kim Johnson. We were in school, man. We met. I'm still with her. We're 10 years together. So I've met her. And I had a child, and my dad did tell me, you know, I don't want you too much with this girl. But we wouldn't listen. You know? I would always be there. And we got a child, we got blessed with a child, and I was still in school, and she was also in school. So, and by her side, her dad wasn't around. Her dad passed away in 2010. And so her mom came from Kimberley's side. She came straight down to try and make a living here. You understand? So she was ironing clothes just to pay rent and put her in proper school. So when I made her pregnant, it was a big story, you know, because both sides of the family weren't stable. It was tough. So I stood up as a man and I told my dad, you know, Dad, since it's this tough, because none of my brothers are working as well, and you're the only one. So my dad's like, no, it's fine. You go continue with school. And
how old were you?
I think 17.
So still in school?
Yeah, still in school. So I told my dad, I'm going to leave school. I was still in high school in diversity. So I said, I'm going to leave school. Then my mom was fighting, like, are you crazy? Leave school for a girl who's going to leave you. You never know what happened. And I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, if she leaves us, I'll be happy to be there for my child. So, and she also wasn't happy. She also wanted to leave school. And, you know, it was like a small embarrassment moment because we're still young. And then I told her, you know what, if we both leave school, it would be useless. So let me as a man leave school because we can, you know, make plans and stuff, but continue with school. And she only had like maybe 2 years left. So I was like, finish school and continue. I know it's tough and I'll leave. So with God's grace, I spoke to Eddie and I told him the situation. And he was like, ooh, that's a tough one. And then he says, so since you're going to become a man, I'm going to treat you like a man. And he's like, okay. He gave me the address. You know, he told Billy, here's the address. I don't know how he's going to get there. He needs the job. So he'll need to make a plan to get there. But I'll give him the job. There was like a month later. And I was like, yo, I didn't know how to get there. I'm still young. I didn't know what work I'm going to put myself into. And I was like, yo, but you know, I got some uncle that was also in the gym who worked close by, but his son was training there. So I left one Monday morning with him. He was driving a bike, and I was scared of bikes. I'm like, I must go with this uncle. Yeah, it's tough, man, But I had no choice, so I left, and he gave me a job. So I became a turner and fitter. And
Qualified?
No, not qualified. I was helping. There was a qualified person. I was a left
Assistant.
hand. Yeah, assistant. I was just helping out. So I worked with him for maybe 3 years until my boxing career stood on its feet. And
Did you make money enough to support a wife and a child and yourself through boxing in those young early years?
No, not really. To be honest with you, I was getting paid $750 a week, and my transport just to get there was $250. So it was enough to support the child with like the nappies and milk. So I was like, you know what? I sat down with her and I told her that, you know what? I think I'm gonna turn pro. Coach, my amateur coach, his name is Billy. I was so close to him, so he passed away when I was going to SS. So I was like, I sat down with my fiance and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn pro. Let's see where it gets me. And then she was like, how are you gonna do it? Because you're working. And when I came home, it was like 7 o'clock. It was already dark. And I was like, no, make a plan, man. I'll come home. And I used to come home at like 9. I'd have to go to the gym. I'll be the only one at the gym as well, at Anton Gilmore's gym. So I left. So I started doing wild boxing. So after work, we'd all knock off at like 5:30. So I would change up quickly, run, and try get to the taxis as fast as I am, so as fast as I can get, and then go to the gym, and then gym from gym can go home. So it was a thing of just the same as like my amateur career. I had time where I just come home to change, to go to gym, from gym, go back home, sleep. So same thing with the professional life. I came professional, I got a job, I turned professional. I got a job, turned professional. It was like the same routine. So it's like from work, go straight to gym, take whatever energy I have left and give it all to the gym, because I know I'm going to go sleep it off, rest it off, wake up, same story. Same thing, so I had to wake up at 5 to get to work as well. So taking 2 taxis to go. So I was like, it was the same. So it also kept me out of the street. It kept me focused. But the great part of my life is that I've seen my child growing, and I know that just me providing for her made me have tears of joy, because I know I can do it. It wasn't much, but I could do something to see her smiling, Yeah, so yeah.
What was your amateur career like?
In the boxing wise, my amateur career was nice, we used to go to tournaments every Saturday, and I have like 7 or 8 now SA championships that I've fought, and I've won probably 6 if I'm not mistaken, and 68 fights. Yeah, and probably 12 losses.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my amateur record, basically, an amateur career. And I was in the zones, in the team. Well, I never took all that into head. I was just doing boxing. For wherever it took me, I'm going.
Yeah. And when you turned pro, was Anton your first pro coach?
Yes, Anton was my first pro coach when I turned professional, because he was the only one close to the gym. I could run to his gym. That's how close it was, And in the South, there's no other pro gyms. So Anton was my first pro coach. Yes, exactly.
And when you made your pro debut, it was on I think it was Uncle Jeff Ellis' ball, wasn't it?
Yes,
at Emperor's Palace. Yeah. What was that like?
It was nice. It was a Sunday, I remember. Yeah, it was. It was so nice, because growing up with my amateur coach Billy, he told me that, you know what, I want you to fight for Golden Gloves. When I look at you, I see you as a Golden Glove fighter. So not only for my dream, but for my coach that passed away, I'm happy that he's happy in heaven, that this is where he wanted me to be. And Jeff Ellison also could Uncle Jeff could also say much about it, because they spoke to me. He's also been in my life since young. It's weird, but he's been there. He sponsored once. He sponsored me to go to the essays as well. So he's known me for a very long time, So I'm very excited. I was excited. And I won, and I was more excited. I was just motivated to go back to the gym again.
Yeah. You've got 2 losses on your record over your 14 fights. That must have hurt.
Yeah, it was. For a professional thing, it was because you don't want to lose, improve. You want to keep the O. But it never took me to the ground that much, because of my amateur background that I have. I knew we have to go work on some stuff when you take a loss, You take a loss, you go work. In the amateurs, when I had my first loss, was very tough. I don't think I wanted to come back.
More so than the pro fight losses?
Yeah, more than the pro fight losses, because, amateurs is where you start, is where you build your foundation. So it was tough, man. I was like, I never thought I would take a loss there. So it was so when I turned pro, when I got my first loss, it was tough. It was painful, not only for me, for my family members, for my fans as well. But I knew we could always stand on our feet again. From the MMA, I stood on my feet. I had 12 losses, and I stood. And most of the losses were, from I think 3 from the SA teams. Yeah, so especially losing there, it's tough. It's tough because once you lose there, the only time you're going to fight again in that place is next year. So there's no saying, I'm going to train hard. You have to go.
Got to wait your time.
Wait for your time. Wait for your opportunity. So that's what built me. That's what took me to the professional. I took a loss and I was like, you know what? It's not the end of the road. The road just got started for me.
Any of those amateurs that gave you a loss still around in the pro ranks now?
Yeah. Some of them are in KZN. Some of them, I don't think I've lost in East London and East London. Yeah, I've lost. It's also East London. But I think the one I mostly lost to, because we always used to meet on the finals, he's no more boxing. Yeah. And the rest, I doubt they're still in boxing. Yeah, I don't really see them.
14 fights with 2 losses, and you've managed to become a world champion. It doesn't seem like your record should have you where you are at the moment. Having only so few pro fights and now you're a world champion already. Does it feel like it's come quite quickly for you?
To be honest with you, I speak mostly to my manager. I speak a lot to him. He always guides me. And I asked him, I want to become a world champion someday, And he gave me like 3 words: dedication, hard work, and considered being in the training. So I was like, you know what? Okay, weird, but I'll do that. I believed I was doing it, but I was like, okay, I'll do more. So I speak to him more often. So I stick with that. I stick into the gym. I stick, and then I believe what you put in is what you get out. So what he was speaking, if you focus, is what you're going to get out. So I believe what I am putting in is what I'm getting out. So definitely I'm happy where I am.
Is there a particular belt you'd like next? You've got the IBO. Which other one would you like?
All of them. Whichever one comes first. I'm here to take all of them. I'm here to I'm not going to say which one. I'll grab any opportunity. So I'll say all of them.
Okay. You went from Anton to Vuzi. What was that transition like for you? Was it quite disruptive to your boxing style and your setup, or not really?
To be honest with you, God has his ways of working. So from Anton to Coach Vusi Mtolo, it was a difficult setup, but it worked for the better. So to be honest with you, same with the amateurs, like I said, come from the background. I'll be with Billy, Coach Billy. And then when I get into a team, he's no longer my coach. He'll be my coach at my gym. But when I'm in the Gauteng team, I'll probably be with Nicky Ness. If I'm in the SA team, I'll probably be with Hans Brits. So it wasn't really, I just knew growing up, they're there to guide you. So same with Coach Vusi was here to guide me. He guided me. Same with Anthony, guided me. So it was up to me to listen, and look where I am. From listening to them, learning from them, taking what they've taught me into heart. And someday I'll take that, what they taught me, and give it back to the youth.
You're on your 3rd coach now in the pro ranks. Manny, how's that working out for you?
Oh, lovely. Manny is a great guy. Christian as well. He reminds me a lot of Billy, So we're having a nice bond. I was telling him that, yeah, you stayed in the South. I didn't even know you were close into the South, you know. So we're having a nice bond with Manny, Coach Manny. So yeah, man, he reminds me a lot of my MBC coach, to be honest with you. He's taken me to another level. He's sharpened me here and there. He's given me attention, what I needed, which me and the team, we sit down and we thought about it, and we're like, is it a great thing? We took a great opportunity. And for me, I'm very excited. And not only for me, trust me, my fans will see it as well. They'll be excited to see that there's another level, there's another Magic Man here is on another level, you know.
So Manny's raised your performance?
Yeah, he's taught me a lot. He's taught me a lot. I don't want to say much. I want to surprise you guys and put it in the ring, and so you guys could watch, you know. So get your tickets and you'll see.
you talk about the ring. You're coming up against the British champion, Marcelle Braithwaite. Talk to me about that fight. What's your thoughts on him as an opponent?
Nice fight, you know. It's a nice fight. As him as an opponent, you know, Uncle Brian always says a boxer always beats a fighter, and he's a fighter, and I'm a bit of both. But with this fight, I'm just going to outbox him.
Does he have any weaknesses?
He's very open. That's the only weakness I can tell for now. He's very open because he's a fighter. Fighters are very open. So, yeah, that's his weakness. He's very open.
You're sparring. You use your brother for sparring. I've seen you guys spar. You don't hold back. Is it just Colton, your other brother, that boxes, or is there anyone else in your family that also boxes?
So we all boxed, all 5 brothers, except the 2. The one is young and the one is very old. So basically with my mom and dad, my mom has her own one side without my dad, and then my dad is the same thing response. He has a son one side without my mom, which he's the first one he has. And then my mom was like the last one to have a son one side. So the 5 of us, we blood with mom and dad. We all 5 box. And to be honest with you, the reason why we don't hold back, we've been hitting each other from young. Even it's like fighting at home, we had tough fights with boys. So we'd blossom each other proper.
Are you the best boxer out of the 5, or do you think there's someone else who's maybe better than you?
With achievements, and I'll say, yeah, I've achieved a lot, most in all of them. Yeah, so the achievements, is how was my brother's boxers, and are they good? They're very good. And do I think they're better than me? You know, we'll just put it as achievements. You know, let's say who achieved the most, I took that. I'll take the cup.
You at the Brian Mitchell Boxing Academy. How's that? And Brian's wife Charlene's your manager.
Yes.
How's that relation? Your mom. Nice. How's your relationship working out there? Are you happy where you are at the moment?
You know, in talking about Brian Mitchell Boxing Academy, you're talking about my home, man. I'm always there. If you come there, you'll see me there. That's my home. Brian Mitchell Boxing Academy is my home. My fiance works there. You know, so that's my house. Those rings in there, those my rooms. So when they come and spar me there, you must know, you know, when you come to your yard, I'll show you the tricks, man. I'll tell you there's a pothole here. So that's my home. I love it there, man. I'm always in the gym, you know. That's what took me to become a world champion, to be always in the gym. You know, sometimes I sit at the gym and I'm like, I wasn't jabbing properly. Let me see what I can do. Let me jab. Let me hit this bag. Let me practice on my jab when there's no one there. There's no coaches. It's just me and those bags. Probably those bags are tired of seeing me. But it is what it is, you know. So that's my home. And with my mom, she's my manager, but she's mostly my mom. She guides me a lot. She looks after me. If I can pick a phone call now and just call her and say, Maish, no, this interview is giving me problems. She'll pull up. She'll pull up.
Don't get me into trouble now.
No, she's my mom. She's a mom to me, mom to my brothers as well. She's a mom to me, man.
Nice. The junior bantamweight division in South Africa at the moment is very strong. There's 4 South Africans in the top 22. Anyone you'd like to take on? Anyone you think you've got the better of?
To be honest with you, I think in the junior bantam, with all the improvements that I have and where I am right now in the level I am, I believe I'm better than all of them.
Kafu?
Kafu, I believe I'm better than him. I believe I'm better than all of them in my weight division. You know, for me calling out or saying anything, I'm not going to waste my time, but if the fans want it, let them call it out, and I'm there to answer the call.
And on the international scene, anyone on the international rankings that you'd like to go at?
Like I said, in the international, I'm doing the internationals now, so I'm looking to become the best of the best, the pound for pound. So if any international comes in front of me, the same like my opponent now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take him out. I'm taking out everyone they put in front of me.
Any message for Braithwaite?
I hope he's training. My message is he needs to train hard, keep his guards up, because I'm going to throw lightnings and thunder. I'm going to give him, this is motherland. He's coming to motherland. This is motherland. It's Africa. We don't play. We hit for free. For free, we'll black some. So he's coming to war. We war. Walking down the street, this is Africa, man. You'll be shocked. He'll be shocked.
Well, good luck for your upcoming fight. We'll
thanks.
be behind you all the way.
No, thanks to you. Thanks to the broadcast. I just want to say thanks to my Golden Glove promotions as well. They've looked after me so much. And thanks to my sponsors as well. As you can see, SGH. They've been with me my whole life. They've been through lockdown. You'll be shocked. He's been with me. Yeah, through lockdown. When lockdown was closed, he kept me going. So he's been the petrol behind me. See, so yeah, I want to thank all of them. Thank my managers. Thank my team. Thank my fans. Thank you as well for putting me on this show. Seconds out. I don't know what round we are on now.
Round 15.
Round 15. I know we can go to 20, I'm 50 now. But thanks to all of you guys, and seconds out.